We're back! Contest of Speed is back for season 11. It's round 2. Round 2, we missed week 1. Or rather, I did. There was no one to stand in for me last week. But we're back. This is Crossplay 2. Or the second tier of Crossplay in Contest of Speed. Out of 3. Minions is in the chat already. Top notch. Hello, Minions. I've got a very special person alongside me.
Oh, you.
Oh. Who said special was a positive term?
Oh, there you go.
Blaze is with me.
Absolutely.
Yes.
First time, obviously, watching these, so should be interesting.
Mixture of PlayStation and PC drivers in here, of course. Damn right, I'm back in the booth. Yeah, it's nice. We've had a Christmas break.
Forgot this was your original day.
It was, yes. Actually, no, Monday's always been my day, I think.
Has it?
I think so, yeah.
Interesting.
Apart from a brief spell when E2 was on a Thursday.
Oh, that was... Oh, hello.
Lewis is in the chat. That's Nova to everyone watching at home. First lap going to be on the board momentarily. It's going to be Remon with that lap. And it's a 1 minute 10.9 for the Mercedes driver. Who recently made the switch from PlayStation to PC.
Yeah, I did notice he clipped the wall a little bit. Coming into that chicane out of the DRS straight. In the middle of the lap.
Yeah.
I would, so just clipped it. Whether that affected him, I don't know.
We'll ride on board with him now on stream and we'll have a look at that bit of wall because it does protrude, doesn't it? Just under the bridge there, you can see that barrier comes out a little bit. Catch drivers out.
Certainly can. Caught me out last night.
As far as I know, it's not going to rain in qualifying. I might be wrong. I'll have a look and see if we've got any insider info.
Problem with dynamic weather, isn't it? I mean, you can't predict anything.
Yeah, we don't know. And if we had TAS available, we would be able to see that, but TAS unfortunately not ready yet for crossplay. Tebow's working his damnedest to get us back up and running there. So let's have a look then. Let's go to... Who should we look at? Do you know what? I'm gonna go to one of the Ferraris. Cornish Cock. Coming down the back straight.
No bias there at all.
No, none whatsoever. Minions has just taken pole position as well in the second Mercedes. Orlando in P3. I raced with him last night actually. Cornish Scott goes into P4 111.2 and then Pipe Tech with his first gambit. Now down to P6 with a 1 minute 12.1 as PW Jones goes into 4th place. I'm not going to get used to calling him by his real name, you know. I just want to call him Raggy.
Oh, Elliot. Yeah.
I was going to call him Raggy.
I was like, do I call him Raggy or do I say Elliot?
We'll have to call him Elliot now.
Sure.
Oh, look at that. Raffy straight into first place. 1 minute 9.8. First man to dip under 1 minute 10 seconds. However, the man we're currently watching is someone else, I believe, who could make that happen. Let's ride with him on the bridge.
It is a tricky little track, this, because the track limits are a bit
Well,
don't want to say they're a bit dodgy, but...
Well, then, I wouldn't say they're dodgy necessarily. It's more that if you make a mistake, you're probably going to end up in a wall. You know,
yeah.
people on the face of it think, well, it's 2 straights with a few chicanes in the middle, but they're all very fast chicanes. And cars needing to have a high level of downforce, but then of course the rest of it's all flat out in a straight line. Raggy then on his second attempt, 1 minute 10.6, goes into 3rd place.
And he ran out of ARS towards the end of that lap, so...
Yeah, it could be, yeah. I'll be interested to see what he pulls out of the bag on his second proper run later on. Let's have a look then. Nova just with a kiss there on the Wall of Champions. 1 minute 10.1 goes into 2nd place.
Roland as well, so just in front of Nova.
Yeah,
set his first lap time with a 1:10.9.
Yep,
was P5, obviously.
Let's have a look at on his outlap. Brisson or Bryson, GRC, PC driver in the Alpine. Let's have a little bit of understeer there through 5 and 6.
As I say, certainly not ideal if you try to warm your tyres up. Getting out on that grass.
I'm trying to work out if that's understeer or if he's got a different track layout to the rest of us. Towards the hairpin then, of course, where Robert Kubica had his horror accident in 2007. I think it was 07, was it 07 or 06?
Yeah, it was one of the two.
Where's the wizard when you need him with his encyclopedic knowledge?
I was but a toddler, so...
Oh, I forgot you were that youthful. As you so kindly put it, whenever I'm involved, I'm planning on it, you're basically 80.
You are basically 80.
I'm not.
You think you'd have better F1 knowledge for someone who's basically 80?
Well, you know, if I'm that old, I've got senility on my side. I can claim I've just had a senior moment. But a purple first sector for Bryson. And it's staying purple as well. That is usually indicative of it being the fastest first sector of anybody so far. He's not set a time yet, so all of his sectors will be purple. It just depends how long they stay purple for on that little map in the bottom right corner of the screen. Little sector looking promising as well. Good evening, Mr. Jones. Welcome, welcome, one and all.
Just had a little check, it was 2007, so there you go. No need for Wizard tonight.
Good, I was right first time. Powers for the line then, Bryson, 1 minute 10.5, goes into 3rd place. Interestingly, not a purple 3rd sector, so I wonder, and you might be able to check this in the race director blades, what his 1st and 2nd sector times were compared to Rappi at the top.
Yeah, I'll just have a look. Okay. Wait, we just blocked someone. So, 1st sector was definitely slower, just about a 10th slower for Bryson. 2nd sector also slower, 2/10 slower. So.
I need to have a look at my times then on the purple sectors because it stuck around a while.
So.
Pipe Tech then on an invalid lap time at the moment. I don't know if he's gone for a double out lap potentially, or if he's going to peel off into the pit lane now.
Just looking at the ERS, yeah, I'd suggest it was an invalid flying lap.
Wacky Races has just put in his first proper flying lap. 1 minute 12.6. I think he's going again. Indeed he is, just over 3/10 up through the first sector for number 98 Alfa Romeo.
If you'd like to highlight a Ferrari, Hasmania's his first fly in that session.
We'll jump across to him in just a moment. Wacky races then. Matt coming up to his second sector split. 7/10 up on his time at the moment, currently looking at a 1:11.9. He's not going to improve position, but the time will help. And of course he's got the third and final sector to cut some more time away. He's going to be looking for probably around 1.5 seconds to stand any chance of competing, and he's heading into the pits.
And I wouldn't worry about switching to Hasmania, he's just invalidated his lap. Looks like he is charging though, so he might go again.
I think he will. He made a bit of a weave on there, didn't we? So he's still going to go for some tyre warm-up. But this was something that I found last night, I don't know if you did as well, that potentially, if the tyres would have held up, you could have benefited from a double outlap.
Yeah, a couple of times I did go for a double outlap, but that was mainly because I invalidated the first one, so... Hasmania in a similar position, looking like he is going to go again.
Yeah, I mean, I'll be honest,
ARS is back on, so...
As you can well attest, I'm not normally a qualifying person, but I did alright yesterday.
No, that was alright for me yesterday.
Yeah. Alright then, Hasmania then, let's ride on board around the Circuit Gilles Villeneuve here in Montreal. Oh, back end steps out, that's not going to be good. He's going to have to keep going. I don't think he's going to have time left in the session to box, put another set of tyres on and get out again. Might just. Puts the inside of 5, but I don't think he's going to be bothered there. So 6, I think he's going to try and bolt back to the pit, get a fresh set of boots on and go again. But with 4 minutes to go.
Certainly got the time.
I'm not sure.
Not a long circuit.
It's going to be touch and go. Andre's just gone in with a 1:12.8. That bumps him from the back of the grid in 16th to P14. His teammate Orlando is on a lap at the moment as well in the AlphaTauri. He's just finished that lap. Did not improve his time. Missed out on that by 1/100th of a second. Or to go even deeper, 10,000ths of a second. You know, I was trying to work out at one point what takes 1,000th of a second.
That certainly sounds like something you would do.
It is, doesn't it? Yes. I was trying to work it out in my head, and I thought, well, what could you actually do in that time? What feasible activity or action is there in that time? I even tried Googling it. It's not particularly clear.
I mean, like I say, certainly something that I could see you thinking about. As Elliot's back out on the track, and so is his teammate.
Yes.
For photos.
Shall we go and have a look at the captain? As Orlando comes into the pit lane. Our captain and leader. Rolling there.
Captain, leader, legend, some would say.
That's the one. Racing at... What time is it? It'll be coming up before 11:30 at night where he is.
Yeah, I was going to say certainly earlier than normal.
Normally he's not cracking on until midnight, 1 in the morning. So he'll be loving this. Nice early start for him. The last time he had an early start to a race was Hungary season 8, I think, which he ended up winning. So watch this space.
So yeah, nice
He
step.
beat me to the win that day as well.
No surprise.
You should ask Matt about that race.
Well, he manages to navigate the final chicane without invalidating his lap time, so... Profoda should be on the board. Well, he is on the board, but
he should be able to get another time in. Raggy, I think, has just been caught in some traffic from the look of things.
Yeah,
on,
potentially.
on the map. There's also a rather fast-moving Alpine coming up behind him, which I think is a PW Jones. He does let go. Profodas, though, looking very neat and tidy. He's backed out of the lap as well. 50 seconds remaining, so he may get another run at it. But let's go to...
Elliot will get another run.
Yeah, let's go to our provisional pole sitter then. That's Rappy Tappy. Let's ride on board with him. In the Haas. Ferrari power unit screaming around the circuit. Shirley, thank you very much for the follow. If you haven't done and you're watching already, make sure you hit that follow button, which is greatly appreciated.
Didn't see the first sector time for Rafi, so this should be interesting for them now.
It's purple, I think. Oh, Chiz is here. Top man. Shirley then.
2 tenths up on the first lap time.
Purple middle sector for Rafi. Just this final chicane and the Wall of Champions to go. Tough chicane to get right. We've got a car in the wall there. Mercedes in the Wall of Champions. That's Minions. Rafi does improve by just over 1.5 tenths of a second. Nova can't get close. Elliott goes into P4. Remon he's backed out of his lap. Bryson's in the pits, as is Jones. Nord is currently he's finished. Profodes,
the captain,
has backed out of it. Andre, he's pushing for the line.
4 tenths up.
Does improve his time, but not his
it.
position. And then the final car. Well, it'll be the 3 in the pit lane. As soon as those guys are wheeled back into the garage, we'll move on. So Rappy takes pole position then here in Canada. Time of 1 minute 9.685. I've just noticed that Andre's got the Christmas pudding helmet on. I just noticed the sprig of holly there at the bottom of the screen.
It's a bit late for that, Andre. Come on.
Nah, we're still there.
Let's get rid of that.
Nova then in second place. It's an ECOS 1-2. It's actually an ECOS 1-2-3. With Minions there as well. In third place for Mercedes. If Elliott was still part of ECOS, unfortunately he decided it was time to move on earlier this week. It would be an ECOS 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5 in this tier. With Remon there in P5, Bryce in P6, Jones P7, Nord in P8, Cornish Cock P9 and Profodes P10. We've got Orlando, Pipe Tech, Wacky Races, Andre, Not Rapid and Hasmania rounding off the field. Hasmania in 16th place with no time set.
It's impressive. Sign you up to WTF1. You can do the rundown.
I can't do it that quick. Not like the classic Matthew
Neither
Gallagher.
could Matt Gallagher most of the most weeks.
I might see if he wants to come and do some COD stuff.
Yeah, go on.
You know, not working now, is he? Well, not for WTF1 anyway. I mean, he's still doing like the proper F1 esports stuff, which would probably put him out of our range, but you know. So, drivers now selecting their strategies and fuel levels, making last-minute setup adjustments before the start of the race. Of course, we don't know if there's any weather drama on the way. There may well be yet. We'll have to wait and see. It does make it a little bit more exciting when you start to see rain sort of drop over the halo and create those little streaks on the car. Right then, formation lap is underway. Let's have a look at the tyre selection of the field. Majority going for the hard tyre. We've got 2 runners on the mediums. That's Remon and Pipe Tech. Interesting. Now, I don't know about you, Blake. I went for mediums yesterday.
I started on hards and it turned out to be the wrong decision. Well, I say the wrong decision.
I mean, we knew that there was... we knew that there was rain coming at the end of our race, so it was a gamble. I mean, I managed to make mine work-ish if I'd not had incidents. But I went with the mediums just because I thought that starting on the hards is going to be difficult to get them warm. It's a short lap, so you're going to short formation lap. If there's anyone around you, particularly if anyone was bold enough to go for the soft tyres and hope for an early safety car, you're going to struggle to match that in any way, shape or form.
Yeah, I mean...
The mediums hold up quite well around here, I think.
They do. They certainly did for me at the end of the race. Towards the rain, they certainly held up.
Yeah, they'll do probably between 15 and 20 laps, depending on how you manage them, before they start to become horrid. But it's, it's how you manage the tyres. Most of these guys will be looking to make a one-stop strategy from hards to medium tyres, probably around lap 20. We'll see the majority of them come in. Those guys on the mediums, expect them to go off hard. Try and make up as many places as possible, potentially pitting and trying to undercut a few more around lap 15. And seeing if they can find some advantage. It's just interesting to see the 2 Mercedes. Look at the angle on those cars.
Yeah, I did see Minions.
They've really gone for the defensive approach there. That's going to cut right across and try and straight line it up towards turn 1 and block across when the car's coming from behind. Let's see what we've got then for round 2 here in Canada. It's lights out and away we go. The 2 Mercedes, like we said, do make that move across. We're going to go 3 wide into turn 1. Nova, Remon and Rappi all going for it. Remon on those medium tyres, of course, will have the better grip. And he's taken the lead of the race. Not Rapid has retired early on.
He's taken the lead of the race, but he also took an interesting line into turn 1.
He did, didn't he?
Track.
Yeah.
Onto the grass in turn 1.
Yeah, had to sort of squeeze his way through. But at the moment, it's Remon leading the way. Nova in second place. Rappy's dropped down to P3. And he does have Elliott and Minions right behind him.
It's a great start for Remon. Love to see a replay of that, but
lucky for you,
sort of shot up the inside of everyone.
Yeah, lucky for you, it's been clipped in the chat, and that can be viewed on our Twitch channel as well. If anyone's watching this later on YouTube, you can head over to our Twitch channel. That's twitch.tv/cos_F1 or Formula 1, I should say. The full word, Formula 1, and then you can have a look at the clips of the race. They'll also be posted on social media, either Twitter or TikTok as well. So after lap 1 then, we've got Remon making 4 places up to take the lead. Nova has held position in P2. Rapitapi has dropped from the lead to P3. Minions has dropped to 4th place. And Jones is up to 5th. Nord 6th. 2 places. Bryson, relatively speaking, holding position. Just dropped down the 1. Bravode's up 2. Of course, the other driver on medium tyres, I think, wasn't it? Remon and Bravode's, but
yeah.
I'll look at that in a second. Cornish-Cock held position P9, and then Pipe Tech again into Orlando holding. Wacky Races +1, Hasmania +3. Andre. Elliott down in P15. I missed that.
I think
Must
that was the incident with not Rapid, potentially. I'm not sure.
He's not boxed, so we'll have to wait and see. He was up there as they sort of came through the middle sector, and I wasn't paying attention as much as I should have been.
Admittedly, neither was I.
So we're starting to see a gap form now. We've got the leading trio of Remon, Nova and Rappy pulling away now, close to that 1 second window from Minions and PW Jones.
Oh,
big
Rappy.
spin! Ooh!
Yeah.
It's lucky that isn't in one of the normal tiers, because that would have been his race over with damage in crossplay reduced from its usual standard rate, so as to prevent any sort of mishaps with lag or desync between the two different platforms, or three platforms, of course. Xbox is always welcome. So Rappy then will be coming in for an early stop.
Yeah, just seemed to get on the power a bit too early out of that chicane, and just dropped it. And Minions, speaking of dropping it, Minions seems to have dropped PW Jones out of DRS range. So.
Yeah, sharp. And Minions
He
now
has
picks
just
up a
picked up
penalty.
3-second time penalty. There you
I'll tell you
go.
what you can get. When these cars lose their front wing, the Haas in particular, you get a great view of the Venturi tunnels underneath. Which is all going to go away now, with Rappy coming in for his pit stop. Replace the front wing. It should be a set of medium tyres as well. And I would imagine he's going to go medium to the end from here.
You would think, that's straight in the wall.
Yep, Minions
And
is out of the race.
Safety car, yeah, full safety car.
Yep, and Rappy now might have an opportunity to do some tactical manure housery, which I would be very interested in seeing if he's going to pull that off. So let's jump back up then to the leaders. Put the tyres on screen for everybody. Of course, full safety car out for anyone who is not familiar with Formula 1 or sort of racing rules in general. The safety car neutralises the field. Everybody has to stay in position. There is a delta lap time they all have to stick to. Form up behind the safety car, follow it round for a bit, and then when any debris on the track is cleared and then all the cars are back together in order, the race will resume. So this will be something that we've all planned for. So many of the drivers will be looking at trying to fuel save as well during this period. Canada is a fuel burning circuit, so generally speaking you need more fuel on board than you would expect for the amount of laps that you will be running. You spend a lot of time at high revs, and you're going to burn a little bit more fuel than you would originally think. So times like this where they can short shift and use less throttle input and turn the fuel mix down to lean, it's all very welcome. Save themselves some gas. Not had anybody come into the pitch yet, including Rappy. He's staying out on his medium tyres. Hasmania, he has come in for a set of mediums. Everybody else staying out. Of course, there is a certain unwritten rule about safety cars whereby you shouldn't pit on the first lap of one, so as to avoid having some sort of issue with the tyres, particularly with temperature actually, when they get back round to form up with the rest of the pack. So we can see anybody stop now. Oh, I don't think so. So the question I want to ask, Blades.
Yeah, sorry. Go on.
If you're Rappy or Elliot right now, would you stop, put your hard tyres back on, and just go to the end, knowing full well that nobody else on the grid apart from Hasmania has stopped?
Absolutely.
And that's what Elliot's going for, by the look of things. He's back in. Let's go over to him. No, fresh set of mediums on. Interesting. Why, AJ? Why are you scared? There's no need to be scared. We're all friends here. I think Rappy and Elliot have missed a trick here.
Yeah, potentially. I would have
Elliot in
definitely
particular,
cited
having
the tyres,
stopped again.
not missing
I mean,
anything.
my assumption here is that Elliot's stopped again for a set of mediums so that he can push really, really hard now. The safety car should be coming in this lap.
You would think so, but with Elliot that far behind, maybe not.
Well, we can get a late call.
Yeah, there was one last night. I do
Yeah.
know that.
So he can push now, get as much temperature in there as possible, and then just carry on.
Oh, he spun it!
It's a good job the
He
safety car
spun it
stayed out
there,
then.
and it's good job.
Yeah, Texas, yeah, we've lost Rapid on lap 1 in a tangle. We missed it on stream, and then we lost Minions a few laps later, which was the cause of this safety car down at turn 6. It ended up in the wall. So we'll jump back to the front of the pack then. Let's keep an eye on the tyres for the moment. Most people having stuck with the tyres they started on. In fact, everybody all the way down to Andre in P11. Then got Haz, who stopped first lap under this safety car for a set of mediums. Rappy had stopped the lap the safety car came out. In fact, he was in the pits when the safety car came out after having a tangle with a wall, needing to replace his front wing. And Elliot, as we just saw, has pitted twice under the safety car, both times for a set of medium tyres. And he's found himself at the back of the pack, which he'll be grateful for, because he had an early setback, which left him way down the order, and between 12 and 15 seconds back, I think, if I remember rightly.
Absolutely.
So, let's get the time interval back up on screen to ride on board with Ramon, our race leader. He now takes over control of the pack in the final sector, with the safety car coming into the pits. As soon as the safety car passes the pit entry line, which is equal to the first safety car line, and the DRS line here actually, interestingly enough, he will take full control and he can go and brake whenever he wants and try and pull a gap on Nova behind him as they resume racing. There we go, the power goes down. It seems like a good restart from Ramon as well, but equally good from Nova. Keeps Jones behind him. They're all going to be very, very careful through this sort of first sector of the lap because they're all going to have very, very cold tyres. Rappy overtaking Haz down there for P12. Because Rappy was our pole sitter. Start the race. Elliot getting past Haz as well.
Oh, and it was a wonderful switchback. I was on board with Elliot. That was a wonderful move.
You might want to get that recorded. Ricky will want that clip.
And as Thomas would say, you do love to see it.
You do love to see it. Rappy making moves up the pack. He's past Andre now. Up front then, Ramon still leads Nova by half a second, who is in turn 6 tenths ahead of PW Jones, leading Racing GRC. Rappy, oh, he's made a double move into the hairpin. Great work. With a dive down the inside of Wacky Races. And then just slung it up the inside of Orlando. Great work from the Haas man, restarting in P13 when the safety car came into the pits. He's now got himself up to P9 1 lap later, and he's already eyeing up a move on Cornish into turn 1. Can he make this one stick? Yes, he can. Look at that, straight through. Light work for him. Profode's next up. Just be careful, we know that Roland can make his car wider than his airliner.
Known to drive a 747 around these these narrow streets.
7, I think it's the Dreamline as he flies now, so it's the,
Oh, is
seven,
it? Hello.
787?
Oh, I don't know. Numbers are getting too big for me, but Rappy's
Them
on the
big
back
double-decker things. Rappy then dives down the inside into the hairpin on Profodas. Profodas will have the traction on the exit, but the soft and medium compound tyres of the Haas making that move almost a formality.
He is a man on a mission.
He certainly is, but Roland's fighting back. In fact, Roland's got back through. DRS not enabled yet, of course. And this is all for position. That little squabble there between Roland and Rappy has just allowed Pipe Tech to pull a gap on them both to outside that 1 second window. We just saw Nord having a go at Bryson as well. Let's jump across to that, and it's Nord who's ended up spinning as well. We saw them go side by side, him and Bryson. Nord on the outside. I would imagine he's going to have just caught a rear wheel on the curb on the exit of turn 2, and that's going to put him, well, he's got some wing damage now. It's going to put him in a very, very uncomfortable position. As we see Elliott taking advantage there of his battling with Wacky Races to take 2 places off. And jump straight up into P10. Let's go back to Rappy then. Profoda's back inside 1 second of Pipe Tech, so crucially for him in his battle with Rappy. His tyres are going to be warming up now, and he's going to have DRS to try and defend with.
Absolutely. Although the wing isn't open.
It's not open. Yeah. I wonder if he's got trouble, or was he just outside the window at the detection point? To wait and see.
But overtake there, though. Rappy's got it again.
Yeah, Rappy's going to go for it down to turn 1, and if he gets this one, I don't think we're going to see a comeback from the captain for a second time.
It might be see you later.
As Rappy has retired from the race. Oh, he cuts the corner though at turn 5, gets himself a penalty.
And he's now staring at the back of that beautiful Aston Martin, I must say.
Is that because you're driving it?
I didn't want to drive it. I mean,
you chose it.
The wheel chose it.
Oh yeah, you did the wheel, didn't you?
I'll give over and we can watch Rappy. Oh, have a look round the outside, but Ricky, I think, is on the.
He is on the COS F1 account.
So that mediums have a massive advantage. So.
Well, we saw it yesterday. The mediums had a big advantage, and we're seeing it right now with Rappy. Go using the fighting of the 2 guys ahead of him, gets himself ahead of Bryson, tucks in ahead of him, and he's now going to be chasing down Pipe Tech. But of course, he's going to want to be charging the battery. So I remember from being on board, he was in the 20s to 30% range.
Yeah, he's on about 21% now, which is higher than the cars immediately around him.
But it's not going to be useful when he gets ahead of Pipe Tech, because he's going to have to try and bridge the gap to the leading trio, which are now 4.5 seconds up the road, near enough, from this current fight. That's where he wants to get back into. Of course, you would expect that... Oh, we've got a spinning Ferrari! That's Hasmania. Just saw the scarlet bodywork slither across screen. He's kept it out of the wall, though, so we'll just have some rather warm tyres. Meanwhile,
and here comes Rappy Tappy round the outside of that Aston Martin.
Takes P4 from Pipe Tech, flies through the chicane, and we'll have DRS now to pull away a little bit more before having to go on. Well, he's going to have to go full attack mode this lap to try and get outside that 1 second window. As I say that though, he's already outside of that window.
Not going well for you, is it, this commentating malarkey?
Well, I could curse someone.
Yes,
I don't want to. No.
Do it.
No. Do it. No. Rappy Tappy back to where he was when he had his spin in terms of position. He's got 3 seconds just under to try and catch up now to Remon and PW Jones before he's back in touch with those who he was around at the time.
But to put it nicely, Nova has, what's the word, buggered off a little bit.
He has rather, hasn't he? 2.4 seconds lead he's got now after that restart. Managed to get himself ahead of Remon, who is fighting with PW Jones. There might be a move now into turn 1. In fact, there will be a move into turn 1. And PW Jones with a little bit more inside curb and grass than I think he would have liked, but he does take P2 off Remon, and those medium tyres look like they're starting to lose their advantage. We said around lap 15 at the start of the race.
And it's quite funny, PW Jones cut the corner a little bit at turn 5 and Remon just followed him. Both picking up penalties there, so
Yeah.
that will help out Rappy Tappy.
It will, especially with Rappy Tappy now 3/10 away from DRS range. I will put the pit stops up for you, Texas. Rappy Tappy looking very, very good, having made a stop. However, he has gone hard to mediums, so we are expecting him to have to stop again, probably around lap 20 for a set of medium tyres. That will put him back on terms with the likes of Nova, Jones, not Remon. Remon we're expecting in any time from now. So he started on the mediums that he's currently on. And he's going to be looking to have a bit of an undercut with his set of hard tyres.
He just drifts out wide there. Not sure that's the optimal line. And Rappy Tappy going right up the back of him.
See, if I'm Remon now, I'm pitting this lap because he's losing a lot of time.
Oh, and he's losing a lot of grip and a lot of traction.
Yeah, you can tell that he's struggling a lot. Here comes Rappy Tappy. You just let him go, Remon. You don't want to fight this.
Tough place to try and get it done, but I think it'll be easy at the hairpin.
And what we need to be careful for here is that Remon doesn't either cause Rappy Tappy to pile drive the back of him, or pile drives the back of Rappy Tappy if he ends up going into the pits.
He seems to defend, maybe.
Because Rappy Tappy's going to break earlier, and no, they're both going to carry on.
Oh, and Remon really struggling on those tyres.
Yeah, he's now pushing it to a point where he's going to start to lose. Well, he's now going to start to lose the tactical advantage of starting on those mediums, which is the undercut that he would have got onto the hard tyre. He may, obviously we've had a safety car period that lasted for 3 laps, but you've still got to keep those tyres working. You've got to keep them nice and warm for when you kick off again. And I mean, yeah, all right, you save some tyre wear under the safety car, but I don't ever save that much. I don't know about you, Blades.
I'm awful on my tyres, so I never really save anything.
I only ever save maybe 2 or 3% compared to what I would have done. Big tank slapper there for Elliott. Well held for the Red Bull.
Well, I feel like it's been an understated charge for Elliott.
Yeah, all the attention's been on Rappy Tappy, hasn't it? Who's now right in the back of PW Jones, incidentally, to go and take second place. What happened this time round? Might get a run. Oh, it might do, actually, yes.
What a run he's got through there.
Yeah, straight through into second place.
It's not the first time he's managed to get that done there. It's
yeah, he's got that final chicane nailed down, hasn't he?
It's something else just being able to see that final chicane being taken
properly.
Being taken perfectly.
Yeah. We can look back now at PW Jones. This will be his one chance to fight it, really. This lap 17. He'll have DRS now to close back up, and then he'll have it on the back straight. Assuming he doesn't make any mistakes. See Orlando picking up a 3-second time penalty. Interestingly, with Nova leading the race, 5.3 seconds between him and Rappi now. Nova raced around Canada for Ecos in the 24-hour event. He was our representative here. Ended up, he qualified P3. I think he finished 5th after an incident early on. He managed to recover to P5, so we know he's got pace around here as Remon comes into the pits. So the first of the leaders for their scheduled stops.
Yeah, I can't lie. I think he's left it a bit too late.
He has gone to the house then. Yeah. I mean, he maybe was trying to stretch it because of the safety car period. We'll have to wait and see. I would suggest we're going to see Nova, Rappi and Jones in probably lap 20-21.
I mean, if you are Rappi, I don't see why you wouldn't just pit with the rest of the leaders, if I'm honest.
Well, he
keep
needs
it
to
close, keep it tight with them, and
I mean, let's be honest, with the charge he's got, he's going to want to try and get the win. So he's got 5 seconds between himself and Nova right now. I think his mediums are going to start to go off around now. But it's a case of whether he wants to go for the hard tyre and put it back on and guarantee himself like a consistent level of performance until the end of the race. Or does he want to pit with them, go for mediums and see if he's got the outright pace to overtake them all and catch up?
Well, I think he's certainly got the pace. I don't think pace is an issue, but I think his penalty's an issue. Especially with Nova sitting up there.
Yeah. I mean, do you want to check the race director to see how close Nova is? That could add some jeopardy, couldn't it? Later on, we'll have to wait and see. So we've got an interesting battle now for P6. We've got Cornish Cock, Bryson and Wacky Races. Nose to tail, and Tasmania closing in as well.
Just having a look, Nova is golden.
He's golden. Excellent. Anyone new to cars? Golden means Golden Wizard. So a driver in the PlayStation says the 2-spell Wizard is renowned for getting no penalties in races and not even getting warnings, picking up a vast amount of positions and points as a result of that. So at the end of the race, anyone who does not have any penalties is given the Wizard Award. Anyone with no warnings as well as no penalties is given the Golden Wizard Award. And just to make it a challenge for the 2-spell to get his own award, anyone who makes it through the whole season without any warnings or any penalties is given the Platinum Wizard Award. No one has managed that yet, and if you do actually get a trophy for it. So there's a little incentive for people if they actually want to try it. The little wizard trophy with a platinum badge on it. Not actual platinum, we're not minted.
I've decided I'm doing it next season.
Fair enough, you go for it.
Just going to drive around slowly. No one said that was against the rules. So.
No. I mean, obviously it's against the spirit of the idea of the competition, but it's not against the rules. Nova is into the pitch then, lap 20. McLaren is first in, Rappi carries on, PW Jones is in, Elliott carries on as well.
Oh, Roland.
Oh, Captain. You silly goose.
You pillock.
Cabin crew set doors to manual. The captain's on his way out. Right, Nova
physically face-palmed.
Nova critically gets out ahead of that what was P6 battle between Cornish, Wacky and Has.
Oh, Orlando's gone at the hairpin, and it's a full safety car.
Oh, the tables turn.
Well.
Rappy Tappy and Elliott now will be rubbing their hands together. Nova will be spitting feathers.
I don't think there could have been a more perfect time for a safety car. For me.
Ah.
So... I need to go to the toilet.
Well, thank you for that. I did gather that. I'm not sure everyone at home needed to know that, but you go do your thing. Rappy and Elliott both into the pits then. Medium tyres going on. Nova has retaken the lead though. That's important. That 5-second lead he had going into the pits made all the difference. Only lost 2.5 seconds. So he may have been spitting feathers when it came out, but he'll be happy now. This gives me the opportunity to talk about some of the other cost tiers while we're cruising around. If you want to watch some more races today and you're available, we've got the American tiers. So that's PlayStation only later on tonight. That will be at 2 AM in the UK. That's 3 AM Western European and 9 PM Eastern, so EST. Make sure you tune in for that if you can. We've got 3 American series racing on Monday, Tuesday and Wednesday. Tomorrow night you'll have EU2 racing, that's PlayStation only as well, at 9 PM in the UK. And then AM1, of course, on at 9 PM Eastern tomorrow as well. ACC, yes, Texas, thank you. ACC, Thursdays 9 PM Eastern in the USA. Then you've got Crossplay 1 on Friday. They'll be racing at Spa. They're the only tier that races at a different track to all the others. That's because Crossplay 1 follows the WOR calendar. And then potentially we will be looking at a Crossplay 3 that will be running over the weekend as well. Texas is in the chat again. Mizano for ACC this week. So that is GT3 racing on Assetto Corsa Competizione for anyone who's not aware. And then in the future we will be starting up a league on Gran Turismo 7. You've heard it here first, people. We started
No,
it. Well, we tried. Well, we tried to at the start of the game. Well, the game wasn't ready for it, but now we're happy. We're ready to go. It'll be tomorrow, Chisholm, the weather for that. Yeah, we're ready to go with GT7. Sign-ups will be starting this week. Everything is just about ready. We're doing the final few things and we'll be putting the post out. But if anyone watching wants to get ahead of the curve, the sign-up form is available in our Discord server. Link can be found on our link tree and probably in the description as well. Or if you're feeling very posh, you can type in the chat. I believe it's exclamation mark and then links, I think.
Oh, you lied to me.
No! Try help. Do the help one, then it'll be in there.
Help! No.
Help! It should be. Ricky can help though. I know Ricky's watching. He'll know what it is. And look at that. Right on time. We're back underway. Racing then here in Montreal. Nova then with a good restart over Rappy. Still within that window though. Elliott in that half second as well. Housmania getting past Bryson. Bryson picking up a penalty for his trouble. Losing another place to Profodes.
Oh, Cornish cock. just appearing, with the front wing appearing next to what looked to be Remon there.
There we go, Ricky's on it. Exclamation mark Discord. That's the command you want. If you want to join our Discord server, you can do. Head to the welcome page, choose GT7, and that will send you over to the sign up form, and you can get ahead of the curve. Starting with one tier, doing GT3 racing to begin with, and it will be 14 drivers getting the seats straight away. So if you want to be part of that early on, head on over and complete the form. Of course, we are always looking for new people to come and help us in COS as well, so if you have any skills you think may be of use to us, even if you have some skills that you think might not be of use to us, head on over as well to the Discord server. Like I said, exclamation mark Discord in the stream chat, or if you're watching this on YouTube, the link is in our channel bio, to our link tree. Head on over there and let us know. We are always happy to have new people on board. Content creators, social media managers, builders, plumbers, electricians, you're all welcome. You all have a use.
Not joiners though.
No, we've got enough of them.
Yeah, just the one.
Oh no, we've got two.
If you're watching, you know you are.
We've got two.
Ah, have we?
Yeah.
Oh,
rapid tap in, another 3-second penalty. Look at that, Texas, he can fix phones for the league. Top man. Look at that, straight in.
Just let me go throw my phone out the window so Texas can fix it. Great effort.
Well, why don't you just throw it to Texas?
I can't get that far.
Yeah, you can. Just
Someone's
get a good wind up on it. It's Remon. P12. Right down at the back of the order, he's had a spin. Hopefully, he's kept it out of the wall. If he was having any trouble with tyre warm-up, though, he won't be having it anymore. Unfortunately for Remon, he will now be wishing and hoping dearly for another safety car. Two Ferraris lying P6 and P7. Cornish pulling away from Hasmania. As Profodes and Pike Tech go side by side down into turn one. Profodes with DRS takes P9. That's Roland up into the multiple points paying positions. Got P10 only at 1 point. And now I can go and start chasing down Bryson.
Oh, and there's Remon. Overstepping. Not overstepping, that's a cricket term.
Overstepping
exceeding the track limits.
I don't give it its technical term. Yeah, it's interesting to see, you know, I mean, you and I have been around COS for long enough. I mean, unfortunately, a lot longer than you have. Like, there's a discussion in the chat at the moment about... Behave. I'm only 26, leave me alone.
Go on, sorry.
Anyway, it's interesting, there's a chat going on at the moment between a couple of guys in the stream chat about how some of the guys who joined early on for some of the lower tiers in COS are now sort of heading into the higher tiers and are getting podiums and race wins and challenging all the time. Matt's in the chat. Good evening, sir. How are we?
Don't real name me like that, Matt, but hello, mate.
He didn't use your government name.
No, he dropped half of it.
You could have put your middle name in there of Anita. Sorry, did I just drop that in?
Sorry.
Yeah, I mean,
Anyway.
going back to what we were saying, people like Remon, Cornish, Hasmania, Elliot as well. Elliot's probably the best one. Elliot joined in EU4 once upon a time, and is now a major competition race winner on, well, definitely Swedish national esports level events, but also looking at some of the more international events as well. He's knocking on the door of that, and it's one of those things that it's always nice to see. At the risk of like making people feel ill, it's wholesome. You know, it's one of them. No, because Matrix was sort of the first. Yeah, Matt's just said there, Charlie. Of course, that's Charlie 0989. It is.
Yeah, I've had my I certainly had my bashes with Charlie over the years, but it is nice to see him doing.
The thing is, with Charlie, he gets his elbows out, but he's a nice lad. We like Charlie. There's not anyone in COS actually we don't like particularly. Everyone's nice enough. We have our disagreements. You know.
Yeah, there are certain people you want, 2 foot.
Yeah, you're one of them.
But oh yeah, you're one of them. Talking about Matt. There you go.
Do you know, we should really pay attention to what's going on. Rappy Tappy has taken the lead from Nova. However, the penalty's playing in Nova's favour. Elliot right behind him, but again, Elliot. Yeah, see, Texas has got it. Oh,
hello.
Red Bull of Elliot diving in there. Going for that move late.
Oh!
Red Bull spins into the barrier. He tried to come across to cut Nova off. Nova wasn't having any of it. And we've got a spinning Red Bull and Elliot now down into P5. But that just shows how fast these leaders have been in the latter stages of the race, that he was able to have that spin and still stays in the top 5 place. I just saw a message in the chat saying, imagine a massive COS meetup. Hold that thought.
Stop it.
No, there is something in the works. For the end of this year. No, there is genuinely something in the works. I feel like I should say something more now. It's looking like it's going to be in London, which, all right, the majority it's not going to be good, but
horrible place.
Yeah, there is a club. There is a club that has just opened in London, called the F1 Arcade. If anyone wants to go and have a look for it, that's f1arcade.com. We're looking at that potentially. If there's interest in it, then it's something we might look to try and do towards the end of the real world F1 season. Conversation was also to potentially have it as like the end of year awards night as well. So we've been talking about doing COS awards ceremonies for a while, like most improved driver, community, like community's favourite driver and all that kind of thing, best overtake of the year, that sort of thing. We were thinking about maybe potentially tying it all together, having a big meet-up. While he's racing, I can say this, get rolling to cough up for some trophies.
Pay for it, yeah.
And actually have a bit of a ceremony with everybody. So if we've got the interest, it's something we can definitely look at doing. I want to do it. I think it'd be great fun.
I just want to make note, Rappy just picked up another penalty, but somehow Elliot's managed to hold on to P4
Yeah, and
after
he's
that
closing
spin.
back up as well.
He's closing back in. And
Matt, there's an
PW
open
Jones
bar.
didn't...
Don't say it's too professional.
No. Don't offer Matt an open bar.
No, Matt's
Don't
not
offer
right.
anyone an open bar. Especially not me after that night. Anyway. That's said about that in the bar.
But yeah, that's... Oh, Ricky's on it now.
There.
There we go. Just say open bar and everyone's in.
Open bar with free KFC, Ricky.
Yeah.
We've, you know, planned this ahead. Free KFC.
Yeah, if there is interest in an event of that sort of ilk at a venue like that, then let us know. There'll be something official going out at some point as well for that. It's not just going to be a, if you watch this stream, you can have an opinion.
Feel free.
So we're heading up towards the final few laps then. I'm going to pop the penalties on screen. Nova needs to be careful.
Oh, crikey. I've just... yeah.
Yeah, but he's got to get here from the States, so... It's alright.
Yeah, but
I don't
the
think
price of the
they
plane
haven't...
ticket, I'm sure he'll cover that with the amount of alcohol he drinks at the open bar.
Well,
Depends if they've got Bush Light.
They haven't got Bush Light, so...
Oh, what a shame.
Yeah.
Just
no,
don't tell anyone and then just palm it off on Roland, Matt.
Yeah, Roland, mate. Ricky's
Do you
gone
want
out.
to go close the tab? Yeah.
Ricky's gone in on the Grey Goose. we've got an issue. So we this has not gone well, has it? This second half of the race, we've got away from the driving.
No, it's collapsed. If we went away from the driving, then Grimsby have made a sign and I couldn't be happier. So.
Have you got him?
No, not him. Someone else from Norwich.
Could be worse. We could have Cavey turn up, because I bet he's the kind of guy who go off the mythos on tap. So at the moment then, Nova is heading for victory on penalties. Rappy Tappy 9 seconds worth of penalties. PW Jones ahead 3 seconds, but that gap is crucially just under 3 seconds. 0.8 of a second is the delta at the moment between Nova and Jones. If that goes outside of 3 seconds, Nova is not going to win the race. But there is the factor of Elliott charging back through the field. After that spin, coming back up against the man who I feel he will blame for it. Ooh, big corner cut for it there, though. A lot of understeer. Elliott pushing hard to try and get this P3 back, because he's got to try and clear 3 seconds to Wacky Races as well to hold on to at least 4th place. And to be honest, actually at the moment, we've just started the final laps. It's going to take a Herculean effort, but we've just finished the final lap. I've really knackered this. Nova will take the win. Jones in second, Rappy third, Wacky Races fourth. Elliott will cross the line and hold on to fifth. The two Ferraris line astern, but will be split by Bryson as they cross the line. And then Profodas as well jumps up between the two Scarlet cars. Pipe Tech will be the final point scorer across the line, and he again jumps ahead of Hasmania. Massive penalties for the second Ferrari. Remon, unfortunately, not going to be able to claw back some points. Will finish in P11. But will take the fastest lap away from Rappy at the death. So no bonus point then on offer this week. Rappy Sappy was going to take that until Remon said, no, I want it. Andre, the final car across the line, is sprig of holly dancing across across the tarmac. So, you know, some of the helmets this year on this game they've been interesting. That one, that's tickled me. So it's McLaren on the top step, with Nova taking the victory. As we mentioned during the race, he competed for ECOS in the 24 Hours of F1 charity race around this circuit. Putting a stellar performance there, and he's shown why he was chosen for that event here, claiming victory, albeit on penalties, but he led for most of the race. And has come away victorious. PW Jones, they're taking second place in the Williams, again on penalties, but doesn't really matter. Rappy Tappy is the man who will be kicking himself, picking up 9 seconds of penalties, but with an absolutely monstrous comeback. Having had an early setback, having to make a pit stop, managed to charge his way through the field, was back up with the leaders during the main pit stop phase, and was able to fight on for what could have been the victory had he not picked up those penalties. Wacky Races in P4, Elliott 5th, Cornish Cock in 6th, then Bryce in P7, Photos P8, Pipes at P9, Hasmania at the final points position in 10th. Remont, who had a great start, led for most of the opening laps. Had a spin after the second safety car to put him down at the back of the pack. Was able to claw his way back to 11th and take the fastest lap, but unfortunately no points there. Andre is your final finisher. All the other drivers were DNFs. So with this being crossplay and us being on PlayStation, there'll be no interviews with our race winners and podium sitters tonight. So all that remains is for myself and Blaze to wish you all a very good night, wherever you are watching from. We hope you enjoyed the show. If you did, make sure that you like the stream, like the video. If you're watching this back later on YouTube, hit the follow or subscribe buttons respectively, and check out all our social media stuff. You can find the links to those either in the bios of the respective channels or in our link tree as well. We'll see you all next week. We'll be back for round 3 at Circuit of the Americas next week. We're at COTA. So we'll see you all then. Yeah, it's going to be quality. Rocco's Roundabout will be making an appearance. Yeah, that's some niche sort of.
That's some like old. That's classic COS lore.
That's your first season, that isn't it? In fact, was that your first race?
No, that was before. No, that was before. That was before I was. Even...
It was Cookie's first race, wasn't it? Anyway,
it was Cookie's first season.
Yeah. So we'll go through all of that next week, and we see you back for round 3. Thank you all again very much for watching. Good night.